In this video, we're going to take a look at making a histogram in Excel, and here is an example. We have data from the mono craters. These are whole rock compositions collected by Michelle Johnson at Fresno State for the mono crater domes, and we are going to make a histogram of silica as our example. So we'll select all the data that are in the silica column, and the new versions of Excel have made making a histogram rather easy. We go to the Insert tab, and then we look for this histogram insignia over here. And then we'll select histogram, and there we go. We have a histogram. This is of silica contents because that's what we selected, of course. But take a look at the way they've set it up here. We have intervals of 57.9, 57.9 to 63.1. Maybe you don't like those intervals. We can double click on that. We'll open up this dialog box. Instead of having the bins at some automated width, we can select the bin width ourselves. So the default bin width, when Excel decided to analyze this data, they chose a bin width of 5.2 weight percent silica. Maybe we want to have even numbers of weight percent values. So here I'll just change it to 2, something a lot smaller, and we'd get a finer look at the data. But then we also get this kind of odd distribution. We've got a lot of rocks here, almost 100, nearly 50 over here in the range 76.7 to 78.7, and then a little over 40 in this bin over here, and then everything else is scattered here below 72. We can take advantage of another feature in Excel that's kind of nice. We can have these overflow or underflow bins. In this case, if we wanted to focus just on what's going up here, going on over here at the very high silica end, we can click the underflow bin and just put that as 72, and then we'll hit return and take a look at what that does. That creates a bin where it just collects everything that's less than 72%, and now we get kind of a magnified view of what's going on over here. And we use 2 weight percent. We can make it a little bit more finer of a detail by going to a 1% bin, or we can collect them in something in wider bins at 3%. I'll just go back to 1 so we can take a look at that as an example. So here what we have is a histogram that is now focused on the high silica samples that dominate, in this case, the mono craters, and then we're putting everything else in that single bin of less than 72%. We might say that this is bimodal, but only bimodal because we've kind of made this trick of putting everything in this very low bin here, this underflow bin. But maybe more important for our evaluation of the mono craters, we're focused on the dominant samples that are greater than 72 weight percent silica. So it allows us to exclude these guys that might be messing up a signal that's of more interest to us. So that's how we make a histogram. It's much, much easier than it used to be in the old days in the early versions of Excel. It's just a matter of going to the Insert tab, looking for this histogram option, and then choosing it for whatever set, for whatever column you want to make a histogram of.